Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to a continuation of our Suzerain DESPOT playthrough. Hope you all have had a wonderful week behind you. Hope you all are looking forward to a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend ahead of you. Today's going to be a very exciting session, I think, as we just capped off conversations about our budget. The emergency act is in full effect as well. It's going to be interesting, especially again as a reminder, since our budget is largely focused on military and police, or rather law keeping, I should say, because as of now it still includes the courts and stuff as well. And we actually took money away from education to help make that happen while maintaining a sustainable budget, let's call it. So it's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how this run continues, because it's already, I mean, from the beginning it had been taking completely different paths and choices, and I think honestly with every episode that goes by we stray further and further away from I mean, I don't know how you want to phrase it, we stray further away from our previous playthrough. Let's put it that way. Before we get into it, of course, I want to make sure to give a warm welcome to all of y'all who are hanging out in chat right off the bat over here. We have with us today Omkar J, Sam Hampton, David B, Wickles, Classified, Halthor. How's it going, folks? Kate Percy, Ren. Glad y'all could make it. And of course, we got folks who are not active in chat but hanging out, staying away from their keyboards or otherwise lurking. A warm welcome to you as well, of course. Hope you're having yourselves a wonderful day too. And a warm welcome to our VOD watchers as well. Hope you're having a good time. Just want to mention right off the bat, actually, and I'll mention it again later, next week's Suzerain stream is up in the air right now, because next week, Thursday, is actually the big move day. That's when the movers are going to come in and shift everything from here to the new place. And depending on how that goes and how exhausted and dead I am after the move is done on Thursday, we'll figure out if a Friday stream is happening next week or not. But folks, this is the last Suzerain stream from the old address, which is kind of wild to think about. But yeah, as of next week, Thursday is the big move, so I don't know if the stream's going to be happening next week Friday or not. I'm going to try and make it happen. The whole point was, the reason why we were moving, when we're moving, the dates were to try and make sure I didn't have to skip any streaming. But realistically speaking, it can be exhausting, so we'll see. The rest of this week or early next week is going to be wild as well, because we're finally packing all the big stuff now, all the big furniture, all the big things that you can't pack early, and ferrying over some of the smaller stuff. It's going to be an interesting week, let me put it that way. And the next week Friday we'll see. Like I said, it's up in the air for now. Thank you. Yes, I definitely Wickles, I'm so appreciative of how patient folks can be. So if need be, I will rest up and we can have that week. It is very exciting. Jazzy be booing and hissing. Hey buddy, how's it going? Glad you can make it. Natasha Beagle as well. Ivilo Zlatkov. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And thank you, Ren. I'm very excited for what's to come next, not just in life but also in Suzerain. Let's go ahead and hit that resume button. And actually, I need to do something really quickly over here. And I want y'all to let me know if my audio is looking all right. One sec over here. First, I gotta do a thing. It's always there we go. I'm looking for. What am I looking for here? Looking for that. So I'd love to know if my audio is still coming through okay. It's something I'm experimenting with, let's say, to help improve audio quality a bit, but let me know. And if it's not okay, we can always flip back, but please let me know in chat if audio is still okay. And if it ever stops being okay, if it ever starts stuttering or causes any issues, y'all let me know, and I will course correct. We'll get Elizabeth pictures of apologies. Yeah, I gotta get the pretty loud. All right, let's go ahead and adjust that. I gotta get some Elizabeth pictures stored up, right? Let's get some stored up so I can use them all over the course of next week. I'm staying up to 2 a.m. one night a week for this, so cheers for letting me get that extra sleep next week. All right, sounds good, Sam, sounds good. And I think I saw, where was it? I think I saw somebody mention, yeah, Kay Percy, I'm in doctors next Friday at stream time, so I forgive the delay. That's amazing. Yeah, it seems like it works out. And yes, Jazzy, we have also got that Banner Lord to do. There's so much going on. I'm actually working on a couple things. It's interesting. I've been at the new place more than the old place this last week, especially because a lot of stuff is happening for the studio space right now. And if the questions come up or if there's any issues, I need help, it's good for me to be there rather than be unreachable in the middle of recording and they can't call me and then they get delayed by an hour or two. That time is very valuable when it comes to these tight timelines and renos and stuff. And it's funny, like I've been able to work on a lot of different things which I've been like procrastinating on for so very long because I don't have access to my like recording computer and stuff. It's been funny. Anyway, sorry. I digress. Let's get to it. I think, right? Sounds good. Just a bit loud. All right, cool. Hopefully that adjustment has helped. All right. Good to know. Again, I'm always experimenting with audio, even when I don't mention it out loud like I did today. I'm always experimenting with audio to try and get more out of it. But let's go ahead and take a look at the event at Hallsword. We'll read the news, and then we'll enter the next chapter, I guess. Evilo just finished last week's VOD. Very interested in seeing how the budget decisions pan out. Me too. I mean, I wasn't expecting to reduce budget. I was expecting to be at -2, but it was a convincing conversation with chat last week that made me reduce budget for education. Yeah. So healthcare is maintaining its budget, and we're hoping that we see privatization there. My hope is that privatization in the education industry, in the education sector, also takes over, and the rich people get rich, which means they can line our pockets some more, and at the same time the government budget is maintained and focused on the military and law keeping. Those are things that I don't want private industries investing in, Oh dear. All right, let's go ahead and read this report. Reform Committee Status Report. Lucy and Galati reported that so far they have been able to get in total 87 signatures behind the proposal. Efforts are underway to increase the support and to reach out to necessary members. Hold on. They're still trying to reform the Constitution? The Constitution's been suspended. Like, don't bother. Just stop. I digress should be on a mug. Oh God. That and this is fine. Everything is fine. Oh man. Maybe to celebrate the arrival at the new place or something. Private education, then get some student loan debt, then forgive the debt and gain popularity. It's a perfect loop, isn't it? It's a perfect loop. We'll also keep promising to make changes election cycle after election cycle, but keep making up reasons why we couldn't do it this time around. So you'll have to vote us in next time around to see it actually happen. All right, let's take a look at the news here. The Hallsword Post has what to say. Do you have any new news? Or there we go. The 1954 Swordish government budget. After a marathon 18 hours of negotiations, the Swordish governmental budget for the current term has been finalized. The government envisages... How would you... envisages... visage... I don't know. Envisions spending around 27 billion Swordish Ren next year, almost 16 billion Swordish Ren more than this year. The 1954 budget sees the first measures for more internal security being introduced. While the details of the allocation of the increased security funding is not yet clear, it is expected that the Ministry of the Interior and the Ministry of Justice will both benefit from the increase. Minister of the Interior, Mrs. Graff, has expressed her gratitude for the increase in the law enforcement budget, increase in the law, Judge Dredd over here, a law enforcement budget, saying that this increase will help us bring and maintain the peace that we've all been waiting for. The Ministry of Defense, by far the largest ministry in Sordland, will also see its budget grow more than expected, which will likely benefit the quality of military equipment or allow for further expansion of the Swordish armed forces. Minister of Defense Mr. Lancea has expressed his gratitude for the increase in the defense budget, saying that this increase will surely help us protect our glorious nation from the threats of today and the future. I like it. Jazzy, we were careful with the budget as we have a tax cut to cover. Yes, that's the other thing is, like, if we do end up approving the, or going forward with some of the tax adjustments that we had the conversation with Mr. Tusk about, then it'll probably eat into our budget a bit further. So I was a bit more cagey about letting our budget drop too much. Yes, good point. I love democracy. Darth Reign, 1954. Hell yeah. The Bloods are an endless excuse for emergency as they control most of our agriculture and food production. Oppress them now. Au contraire, oppress them later. See, because we have to make sure, I guess, that they're around for us to maintain that endless excuse, right? It's kind of weird. It's almost like we want the reasons for the emergency to be prolonged so that we can prolong the emergency itself. You know what I mean? Everything is fine as long as you say it firmly. You know, yeah, there's some truth to that. In my opinion, at least, there's some truth to that. I do agree. That might be the winning play right there. Let's say it's all about a professional army instead of throwing bodies away. I think it'll be interesting going to war with Runeberg if it comes to pass, and I think it will, because we're going to be a lot more jingoistic this playthrough. I hope we're able to win without relying on, you know, the superpowers or anything like that. Now let's see the radical, you know, throw words together and hope they stick. That's how their articles are written. Rain cuts back on education. See? Random words. These mean nothing. Earlier today, the government finalized the new budget for the next few years, announcing major cuts to the education funding. Education Minister Ciara Walda is one of the budget's biggest losers, as she will have to contend with around 10 billion Sordish Ren less than she initially thought. This came as a shock to both the ministry officials as well as our citizens in need, who expected some improvement of our education system, which has a significant need for investments. With this controversial decree, this administration has already proved that they are not working for the people. Of course we're working for the people. We've got plans. These guys are probably going to be anti-privatization as well. Just you watch. My favorite Sid the Sloth quote, I'm fine, I'm going through that. Which one was that from? That just sounds like something he'd say on average. Oh man, that first Ice Age movie though, that was great. That first one. I haven't watched the 12 others, but the first one was great. If we cut back on military, Radical says Rain cuts back on military. Always looking for the negative, the Radical. Always looking for the negative. One of my playthroughs, Valo says, I tried provoking Runeberg so much and yet they didn't attack. I got blue-balled by the queen. That's funny, actually. I would expect, interesting. Curious what details stopped that attack from happening. But let's proceed to the next turn and see if we can't bait them, you know. Chapter 2. A New Sordland. Yeah, it's very different from the previous Sordland, that's for sure. I'm so curious how this is gonna go. First movie when he was climbing to return the kid. Oh, yes, like right at the beginning, right, when he's climbing that sheer face, like cliff face or whatever. I should rewatch that. That was a fun movie. The relationship between Sid and what was it, Manny, I think it was, is still one of my favorites. All right, lots going on, lots to look at, and I believe this chapter is also when we'll be having our trade talks with our neighbors, right? What's the next big event coming up? Workers' Rights Act. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. I think we already know the answer to that question, right? I don't think we're passing the Workers' Rights Act. I think we'll trust in the entrepreneurs to take care of their workers, right? The entrepreneurs always have the best interests of their workers in mind, right? So, Suzerain, what's going on here? Massive network of BFF priests discovered. See, this is why we have an emergency. The Vice Minister of the Interior has reported the discovery of a large-scale underground network of the BFF that encompasses all cities in Bergia. Under the guise of state-sanctioned priesthood, the BFF has recruited hundreds and possibly thousands of Nurudi worshippers, including non-Bludish citizens, to support their cause for independence. A dozen arrests were made, but since most police officers don't speak Bludish, it will be difficult to find the actual ringleader priests of the network. A request was made to ban Bludish as a language from sanctuaries. That might be necessary. I mean, look at how they are using it. A less educated population is easier to control. Wait, did Lucian actually say that? It's true, though. It is true. Oh, dear. What's going on at Narble? Education in rural regions require improvements. Yeah, people keep banging the same drum. The workers have the right to work. There, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've got the right to work. It's not a privilege, it's a right. Ciara Walda reports that the current education institutions in rural regions of Sordland have been largely neglected. As part of her analysis, the literacy rate in Sordland currently stands at 80%, while rural regions like Narble has a literacy rate of only 64%. The lack of schools per capita also reflects these results. You know, that's actually not that bad. A 16% difference, that's fine. 16%, that's not a lot. That's barely double digits. You know, that's not a lot. 16% is fine. We'll be fine. They'll be okay. We got these Place is taken care of. We'll take a look at foreign entities afterwards. Let's take a look at Benfi. There is supposed to be that festival being planned now as well. I'm looking forward to that as well, because that will go very differently too, because of our opinions on women's rights in this playthrough. So that's going to be an interesting conversation too. You don't need to read to you don't need to read to like plow a field or whatever. He says that if you choose to ban creationism in he chooses that if you choose to ban creationism in schools. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I would expect him to... that's... Okay. I would expect it to be the other way around, but I see it's a conversation that comes up later. We've been receiving reports about the capacity of Benfi Regional Airport. The mayor of Benfi is preparing to put a request forward for an investment to build an international airport in the city. For a touristic region like Benfi, he claims they would increase the overall prosperity of Sordland. I wonder if we'll be able to do this time around, because we didn't get to last time. So it'd be nice to be able to get that done this time, just to see what comes up from it, what options come up. And on the topic of increasing overall prosperity, Haldor coming through with that super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Prosperity jokes aside, it really does help support the channel, support these streams, and just keep it all alive and running smoothly. Shout out to this community. I've started to make my plans around the streams and always like the banter and puns. Man, you brighten up my Friday. I'm so glad to see that kind of sentiment, because I feel I appreciate this community so much. It's amazing. It's like this massive circle of friends across the world, and it always warms my heart to hear more people kind of like have those similar sentiments and stuff. So thank you very much for sharing that, Halthor, and thank you for the super chat as well, buddy. Again, your ongoing support has been absolutely huge. I appreciate it greatly. And honestly, the banters, honestly, the banter and the pun, it's just like, oh man, I need to stream more often so we can have more bants and puns. Damn. Omkar says no mods today. Oh, don't you worry. I'm the super mod, baby. And I'm quick if people. I'm less patient than some of the mods can be. I'm quicker to time out and ban. You don't need to read to plow a field. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, you pass it on, generational knowledge, right? It's its own kind of education. Sam says, also notice that Sierra is trying to teach women and men as equals and promote the strange science over religion, as well as pushing for women's rights. Her ideas are dangerous. Silencer. True. We do have Antal Rock Prison, right? We need to consider that. Aksham Covenant, I agree with Sam Hampton's Silencer. How about streaming 8 days a week? I could try. I think I could make it happen. With enough faith. if y'all would show up 8 days a week. No, I am thinking of upping the stream times as well, though. It might be a bit. I might do a few more casual streams. It's part of the plan with the move. We'll see if it's actually possible. I'll see what's actually viable, and I'll see if people are actually interested. But some, just more casual, less structured stuff, just to be able to explore more games, because there's so much out there. But we'll talk about that when we get there, right? All right, Agnolia offshore drilling near Helgi Island increased tensions. All right, here we go. Antal Rock is yes, it's a play on Alcatraz, yes. That's, someone else brought up another, this is in our previous playthrough, somebody else brought up a different thing that it might be a reference to, but I think it's Alcatraz. And every time I think about it, I feel like watching The Rock again. I need to watch The Rock. Stream Solasta, BG3, or an MMO. Solasta top of mind, BG3 top of mind as well. I've got a few others that I can't talk about just quite yet. Top of mind too. I have quite a few things that I think they work great as stuff to stream. As more chill kind of stuff. But like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, as I like to say. So let's see. Agnolia has started a new oil drilling operation very close to the disputed territory of Helgi Island. The tensions increased when the situation turned into a standoff between Valkslandian and Agnolian warships. It took several hours for the gridlock to be resolved, and the situation was de-escalated for now. Cool. Agnolia might be hard to sway this time around unless you agree to recognize the islands as theirs, which might work out, being anti-communist and all that. Yes, I'm a little bit more concerned about convincing Agnolia to join forces with us. I think we'll have to take their side with Helgeland, because we've closed our borders. They don't like that. What else have we done? We did something else that upset them as well. It slips my mind. And ultimately, this is the, I think, last sort of token on the board, as it were. So we're going to have to play it and hope that it works out for us. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. Oh, what's going on here? How did I miss Lackhaven? It's my hometown. Central bank issues budget deficit warning. Oh, it's not that bad. The Central Bank of Sordland issued a warning regarding the extensive government budget deficit that has occurred in the first year of the administration. The potential consequences of irresponsible economic management were highlighted, and Edith Anyok relayed that a large deficit could have dire consequences on the strength of the currency and hamper the potential of the still-to-recover economy. Edith, I thought we were buddy-buddy. You had your hands all over my arm last time we met. What's this about? Why you gotta cause panic, man? We're fine. We're fine. Let's take a look at Lackhaven Times first. Can you invade them for... I don't think you can invade... I don't think war can happen with anybody except for Runeberg. But I'm not sure. I don't have an answer. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. No, for sure, Jazzy. We went from +2 to -1. It is cause for concern. But Edith, come on. I thought we were friends. I forget my roots. Omkar, what do you mean? How do you mean? Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is an excellent game worth streaming. Oh, I hadn't heard of that. I will look into that. If you're in the Discord, feel free to ping me in the suggestions channel, because I do keep a track of that and see all the names coming through there. If you're not in the Discord, then join the Discord. It's a fantastic place. On the topic of a community, head on over to the Discord. Link is in the description down below. If you hit !Discord, you'll get the link in chat too. Lackhaven Women's Rights Strike. I was being tempted by a very dangerous bit of wordplay there. Hundreds of state employees in critical infrastructure positions like transportation, health, and education organized a strike to highlight the issue of gender inequality. The Swordish League of Women called for all women to join the strike in Lackhaven to trigger real change in the country. The spokesman of the NGO released a press statement highlighting the issues of domestic violence, the wage gap, maternity leave, and the sexist attitudes in the education system. The strike is a clear sign of unhappiness among the women voter bloc. It also raises questions if the First Lady, Monica Rain, will use the increasing voices to trigger real change. Still tempted. Still tempted. You from Lackhaven? If you got the report. Oh, that's why. Yeah. That's all. That's my bad. I don't know how I missed that. It just blended into the orange back there. And there's that Discord link. Yeah, don't hesitate to click it. Join on in. It is a fantastic community. Nearly 4,000 people now. Very close to 4,000 people. I'm guessing you can't do much regarding Voxland due to the developers lowering the scope of the story, being more focused on Sordland and Runeberg beef. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I can't imagine the web that is behind this game already. And I don't mean web like cobwebs, maintenance-wise. I mean web like the narrative web. This decision opens up these branches, that decision. These aren't branching paths. This is a spider web of paths. So I can't imagine adding something like, oh, you can also go to war with this other country is like another, 100,000 lines you have to write or something. It'd be insane. Voxlandia Navy forces Agnolian drill ship to retreat from Helgeland. Helm of Voxland. Navy Chief Admiral Kurt Hexer on Tuesday said an Agnolian drilling ship was driven away from Voxland's exclusive economic zone in the Nurmenlander Sea recently, asserting that such activities will be dealt with swiftly and sternly. The ship entered the area without Voxlandia Navy's prior permission, they said, and the illegal occupation of Helgeland does not give Agnolia the right to claim the seas. Our stance has been that if you do anything in our region, you have to notify us or take our permission, the Navy chief said at a press conference without elaborating further on the incident. Since 1950, there has been a permanent presence of the Voxlandian Navy in the Markian Sea region, mostly in the form of an anti-piracy force. Experts are concerned about Agnolia's increasing forays around Helgeland, which they believe may trigger a heavy response from Voxland. And we've got Arcasia firing the M4 ICBM. Dwight Walker has announced the first successful Arcasian intercontinental ballistic missile test, which was conducted at a military test site at the Nuam Atoll in the middle of Oceania. Oh, this is too real. The fired missile, codenamed Missile 4, flew several thousands of kilometers towards the direction of United Contana before crashing down at sea close to the abandoned radioactive Rostov Island. The missile test indicates that Arcasia wants to send a message to United Contana about island bases in the middle of the Oceania while displaying that the Arcasian military technology has advanced. Will Arcasia be able to catch up to United Contana in face of the growing contentious situation between the superpowers? Well, hang on now. So, I guess United Contana is ahead of Arcasia in Miltech until this? Is that what that last paragraph is implying? I didn't catch that last time, actually. Hegel is a lad. I usually go a national run with a splash of socialism, which makes the Vogs happy. Hegel is a bit of a lad, isn't he? Isn't he? Am I going to play the Torpor game if it comes, like if there's a sequel or whatever, if there's a new game? Yeah, I've got my eyes on whatever these guys put out next, man. This has been so much fun. The main thing that angers Volksland is a strong capitalist run and alliance with Agnolia. Well, they're not going to be enjoying our company anytime soon then. Yeah, Halthor, I believe she's been quite busy. She left some comments on the last streams that she was able to make it to. She left some comments in the VODs just because of how work has taken over and times have work times have shifted and stuff. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully it's temporary. Hopefully it's temporary because I feel you. I feel you. The main thing is, all right. Let's go ahead and dive into Hall Sword. I think so. Oh, I mean this is easy. Workers' Rights Act. Blah 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 blah. Everyone's asking for rights. Section 1 establishes a minimum wage of 2.5 Swordish Ren per hour. Section 2 sets a weekly maximum of 60 hours of labor. Section 3 establishes a double overtime pay per hour after 40 a week. Double overtime? Yo! I only get time and a half. After 40, it's like 48 or something over here. Section 4 determines that workers are to be protected against occupational hazards and be provided humane work conditions. Section 5 establishes that migrant or undocumented workers have the same workers' rights as citizens. If any employer shall not abide by these rules, they will be heavily fined by the government, and if not corrected, will face legal action. You know what's funny? Is that this gives you -1 government budget, but in truth, if you're actually finding all of these companies that don't follow these rules, you'd be getting like +5 government budget if you're properly finding these people. But of course you're not. We're going to veto this, right? What do y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? I feel like we talked about this at length last session. There was a bit of a hemming and hawing, but I feel like vetoing this is the right move. We kept budget aside in case we needed it for this as well. There are a few things that'll be coming up soon that might need some of our might need our budget. I don't want to think in that meta sense, but truth be told, it's like when you're running a government, at any point in time, you might need an extra bit of money for something. So keeping money set aside for whatever might come is not, you know, meta per se. But is this the thing we want to spend it on? I see a veto. Ease, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Having a good Friday, I hope. I thought I saw you say in Discord you have like one last meeting and then calling it a weekend. Long weekend, I think, right? Have I got it wrong? Need the budget, so sorry workers, you'll be missed. Works got you out. Oh, excellent. Where's the Workers' Rights Act that gets me out earlier for Suzerain streams? I know, right? It looks like you gotta join the government and get a bill passed. The rat bastard undocumented. I see where the devs stand on the illegal immigrant issue. Veto this nonsense. We're not vulgish socialist cowards. Omkar J screaming for a veto. I feel like we're gonna be vetoing this. Keeping that money set aside for something important like special trips, fancy dinners. Yeah, I'm in the first half, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm in the first half. Next week is long weekend, but you're also off for 2 weeks after next week. Right, that's what it was. Right. You got a long time off. I think Papa was the one who had that long weekend. What's the long weekend next week? Because we have a long weekend next week as well in Canada. We just call it civic holiday. I don't know if it's actually for anything particular, but it's like we got that in August, and then in September we have Labor Day. So I'm curious what first Monday in August is. It's just a generic bank holiday. Interesting. Just the first Monday in August. Yeah, here too. It's our quote-unquote civic holiday, whatever that means. Yeah, man, Halto, the music in this game is fantastic. Get Wrecked Gaming, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. If you are, you know what to do. Let me know down below. I guess we veto, yeah. Get out of here with this useless bill. Conrado, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Having a wonderful Friday, I hope. Half these workers are bloods. We ain't paying. Yeah, true. Veto. Oh. I wonder what the repercussions are going to be there. Turn 4. I veto the Workers' Rights Act of 1954. This is so different from our last one. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the news first, and then we'll dive into what's next at Hall Sword. Lackhaven Times. Rain vetoes Workers' Rights Bill. How do you spin this into a positive? Flak Armor. Maybe if the proponents of this deal had something more to offer, it would be received with that in mind. Precisely. Very well put. Also, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good time, bud. Leave it to Canada to have a boring holiday. Hey, man, look. I will take any holiday. We have so many, like, quote-unquote made-up long weekends. I'll take them all. We got Family Day in February. Just gives another... I mean, again, it doesn't make a difference to me anymore. But, like, when it used to, and I can what's it called? I can empathize, sympathize, whichever one it is, with people who have, you know, regular schedules and stuff. It's like, yeah, let's get all those long weekends in there. Let's do it. Plus, it helps Miss Elite. She gets an extra day off as well. Did you miss anything? We dealt with a bunch of the repercussions from our decisions from last time. Nothing too major. Yeah, nothing huge. Ease, don't you worry. Well, exactly. Ease. That's exactly it. As a self-employed, I'll be working on the bank holiday anyway. So it's like, because it's Monday, right? I'll be streaming Crusader Kings, and then depending on how packing is going, it depends on what else I'll be doing on Monday. But yes, very much so. Despite the very recent Morble mine disaster, which claimed 112 lives, President Rain has decided to veto the workers' rights bill that included safeguards for workers regarding work security. The veto has caused public outcry in Morble and the labor union of Sordland. Protesters gathering near the site of the disaster called for the resignation of President Rain. One of the spokespersons for the Nadem mining group said that he publicly applauds President Rain for vetoing the unnecessary and absurd bill. The spokesperson was also seen at the disaster site for inspections, praying for the families of the deceased workers. My kind of guy. Thoughts and prayers, baby. It's kind of funny, though. Of all the people who probably should have been speaking about this bill, against this bill, the spokesperson from the mining group that just saw this disaster maybe shouldn't be the one, out and about. What's our kill count? I'm going to say 112 at least. 112 at least. Any free day is a good day. Well put, CJ. Well put. Mouse click, you really want to be assassinated again, don't you? Now. Can't say again. I wasn't assassinated the first time. Technically correct is the best kind of correct, isn't it? Conrado just got here, but honestly, what is this nonsense? Only rights workers need is the right to work. Oh, dude! Yes, absolutely. I love that. It's a common thread in chat, that thought. I concur. No empathy for the working class. The workplace is no place for empathy. Come on now. The assembly, which has so many different opinions, came together to present a bill in the hopes of improving the labor rights in Sordland, but President Rain has shown no empathy for the struggles of the workers. The veto is a sign that the administration doesn't care as much for the average citizen of the country as I had hoped. The mine disaster was a tragic but good example why improved and safer working conditions must be upheld. These subjects are about human lives and their happiness. The priority must stay with the people, the very factor that will re-elect or choose someone else come 1957. See, what these people don't realize is that the bill had so much other stuff in there as well. If it was just about safety, I might have been more willing to sign it. But there was all this other garbage surrounding it. This is like, well, I can't sign this. That they were trying to sneak all these laws past us, and then use this particular one to be like, look how evil Rain is. Work harder, not safer. Exactly. Not physical assassination per se, merely a political one. Yeah, political assassination, character assassination, all sorts of assassination. Ooh, there's a lot going on over here. Oh no, an evening walk with Monica. Okay, I need a drink of water before I deal with these tasks. Give me a quick second. We ban radical. Well, pretty soon we'll have control over the press, right? Pretty soon, air quotes. We'll have control over the press, and we'll definitely take some measures there. The radical, even their name is problematic. All right, let's start with this evening walk with Monica. We care for killing the editors of your newspaper. Wait, hold on. Specific newspaper. No, we'll take them to Antal Rock. They deserve much worse fate than a quick and painless death. Yeah. It was early evening, still light out with just a faint nip in the air. Frank was at a friend's, and Deanna was at an art class. Monica and I decided to go out for a walk before dinner. The kids are out, and we decided to go out for a walk. Come on. Our favorite place for a stroll was a nearby Capitol Park, the largest green space in all of Hallsword. Before the children were bored, we'd spent many an evening engaged in deep conversation along the riverside promenade. Now I'm going to mess up, we'll see. Another favorite path wound? Words are just not working for me right now. Another favorite path wound through the woods behind the presidential housing complex to a private pond where the children could swim in summer. I was told that Saul himself had it built. The benefits of being president. Monica met me by the door, and we put on our coats and hats. was going to suggest we walk towards Saul Square, but the guards told me it's been closed because of the Emergency Act. Oh, interesting. There's so many police officers in the city now, it's starting to remind me of the 20s. I wonder how long this will go on. As long as it has to. We have a duty to protect Sordland, right? I understand. In any case, where shall we go? I'm not sure Capitol Park is a wise idea in this climate either. Nonsense, I'm no coward. We have our guards. There's nothing to be afraid of. Let's go to Capitol Park. If you say so. Let's go then, before the children get home. I informed the guards about our route, and we left the house. The guards followed us with a black cadilla as we exited the gates. Walking briskly, we reached Capitol Park in minutes. As we entered the park, Monica broke the silence. So, how was your day? Don't answer the question, just ask. How was yours? Oh, okay, I was expecting like they would insert like a brief like, oh, it was fine, how was yours? But nope, guess not. We're answering questions with questions. God damn it, that was not my intent. But it makes sense, it makes sense. That's on me. Avoiding my question, are we? Very well. It was fine. I caught up on some reading while the children were at school. As we reached the river, we saw Jonas Krona, the former Minister of Justice, walking in the opposite direction. I remember that Nia Morgana used to be his vice minister. He gave us a quick nod of acknowledgement. Jonas had once fought hard and strong against Saul's judiciary reforms, but after years of the government blocking his every move, he gave up on his ideals and became a part of the administration. What did our ideals really mean if they could be changed so easily? What about the people we idolize? Evelyn also came around for tea. She says hi. She was feeling rather low, though. Apparently she and Peter had a bit of a disagreement. Peter's in the doghouse again? How'd it happen? Care about my friend. Apparently, Peter had too much whiskey, as usual, and didn't behave when Evelyn's father was over for dinner yesterday. You know Peter. What do you think of this? That's Peter. Perpetually pickled. I'll have a talk with him. Just a rough patch, they'll be fine. To be honest, I don't care. Again, it's like we've said constantly, we still care for our family, and this is obviously important to Monica, and it's not, you know, breaking our backs trying to, like, have this conversation. So, that's Peter. Perpetually pickled, I'll have a talk with him. Or so I'll say. Exactly, Ease. Family on top of all. He didn't have David, the best whiskey. Yeah, if he'd had David, then there wouldn't be any arguing. No arguing. The Rabasted, those gray neutral aliens from Futurama. Wait, hold on. I'm missing something here. Nobody would call themselves the moderates. Oh, people do. Definitely a thing. Definitely a thing. Yeah, so that's Peter, perpetually pickled. I'll have a talk with him. Good. Evelyn seemed close to tears. Aren't you glad that you and I don't have these kinds of quarrels? Being married to a shrew like her would make anyone turn to the bottle. Oof. Again, this is Monica's friend. Let's not turn this pleasant walk into a nightmare, right? Aren't you glad that you and I don't have these kinds of quarrels? I feel like both of these options are the wrong option, you know what I mean? Monica didn't say anything. We kept walking. There it is. Oof. You know, Evelyn hasn't been the same since what happened to her at Holsworth Post last year. You remember how she got fired for supporting Alfonso? Peter tried everything to get her job back, but didn't work. Sad day for journalism and free speech. She had it coming. I mean, jeez. Oh, man. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Ease. It's a trap, for real. Oh, damn. Maybe he didn't... Like, am I going to throw my friend under the bus? Oh, God. Who am I? Who is Anton? Gotta channel my inner despot. Maybe he didn't try hard enough, right? Say one thing to Monica, say another thing to Peter. It's not like the two of them will ever talk about this conversation. What did I mess up, Omkar? Shutting down her ambitions one evening walk at a time. Yeah, this one's gonna shut her ambitions down for sure. Get a weak hook on Evelyn. I love it. Alright, maybe he didn't try hard enough. Tell you, he's trying hard enough at finding me a secretary, I can tell you that. I don't think anything would have worked. It was a sad day for freedom of the press in Sordland. But enough about the veterans. I also spoke to Janice on the phone. Oh, Janice. Right. You remember, my friend from university? We were in the Swordish literature class together. A few years younger than me. Red hair, scar on her forehead. We had dinner with her and her husband once or twice. Neither the name nor the description rang a bell. Just smile and nod, buddy. Right, that Janice. Anyway, she's been working as an executive assistant at the Violet Pictures film studio. She recently became pregnant and asked her boss for paid maternity leave. And guess what? She was fired for it. Can't her husband provide for the both of them while she raises the child? What kind of a husband is he? Again, if traditional family values, right? Traditional family values. He's not making enough money, maybe he shouldn't have gotten married and had a child. Can't her husband provide for the both of them while she raises the child? But why should she have to lose her job? Something is wrong with this, Anton, and that's not all. They immediately replaced her with a younger, less experienced man, the son of an executive, no less. So she called the First Lady to ask for help. She called a friend. She knows this is something I'm passionate about. As it happens, another friend works for a television station that's hiring secretaries, so I connected the two of them. Terrific. Problem solved then, right? I don't think we messed it up, Omkar. I think it's going exactly as I would have wanted it to go. Poppy, how's it going, buddy? Weekend will start soonish, but so far the Friday's been great. Hope you're having a good one yourself, buddy. Her having to work is a disgrace, really. Honestly, true. Like, a child needs a proper upbringing. Who's raising that child? God. Yeah, problem solved, right? Because, like, let's be real, we're all about nepotism and cronyism and all that kind of stuff. We need a hook and more horse archers. Can never go wrong with horse archers. Terrific. Problem solved, then. You still don't understand, do you? Women in this country are still seen as wives and mothers first, human beings second. They're harassed at work, underpaid, blocked from positions of power, and those are the lucky ones. The fact that there are still places in this country where little girls like Deanna are denied the right to an education? Go on. I'm sure the parents have their reasons. Always more war elephants and some legionaries. I mean, again, I could say I'll do what I can to change that. The thing is, like, do I want to lie to Monica? Because, see, if I'm not going to actually do anything here, and I pretend that I am, she's going to be more upset about that than me just being straight up and being like, hey, yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You don't need to read to cook and clean. I mean, a minimum amount of reading might be necessary if you want to, like, experiment with foreign recipes and stuff. But otherwise, yeah. Basic math, like what's, half a cup, understanding what half is, right? I'm sure the parents have their reasons. What kind of reasons, Anton? What could justify this? Oh, there it is. Tradition. Exactly, 20 IQ, enough to read a cookbook. And yeah, I mean, poverty is the quote-unquote real answer, I suppose. Well, no, hold on, no, wait, because this is where girls are... See, if it was like, oh, girls are being forced to work at the age of 5 or 6 or whatever, then I would say, yeah, poverty. But otherwise, I think tradition here. Anton gaslighting, right? Oh my god, this playthrough's been it's been a ride. I feel like tradition. I feel like because it also is like it's what we stand for. So we're sort of projecting. You know what I mean? We're projecting our own beliefs into this conversation, even though the truth might be far from it. Tradition. These backwards ideals are slowing down Sordland's transformation into a modern nation. These little girls and people like Janice need to have someone who can speak on their behalf, a role model, a successful woman. We were right in front of one of the park benches that lined the river. Monica gestured to it, and we sat down. Which brings me to my point. There's always a point. There's always a point. I know that the mayor of Anrica, Curtin Lest, will be delivering a speech at the annual opening of the Benfey Festival. My wish is to take his place and deliver the speech instead. Lest was one of Sordland's most influential politicians. He had started his career in Benfey before rising to power in Anrica. Benfey's current mayor had personally invited him to make the opening speech. Replacing him with Monica would likely anger him, not enough to cause a major incident, but enough that he might not support me in the assembly. I want to base the speech on women's rights in Sordland, on the oppression and discrimination we face every day, on the basis of our sex alone. I want our voice heard, and this festival is the time to do it. I just need your blessing as my husband and the president of Sordland. Monica's eyes were blazing with a fire I hadn't seen since we were students. She wanted this badly. But I had to be careful with my promises. Now, look, I mean, again, we can't, Wow, that escalated. I look at Sam after being like, Ease is really pissed he didn't get that sexy time. And I'm like, why, what did Ease say? Give her a backhand now, damn it. Oh, it's like, whoa! She wants some rights? Here, have some lefts to go with them. Have I ever played Dark Souls 1? No, I've actually never played any of the Dark Souls or Dark Souls type games, unfortunately. It is something I've wanted to do, but I've never just had the chance for it. Anton Matchstick Rain? Do you mean like a con man? Because that's I don't often see the term matchstick men used for con men. So that's A, good movie, and also B, good reference. Casey Anderson, thank you very much for subscribing, buddy. Hope you're having a good time. If you are, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Folks, we have over 30 people watching, less than 16 likes. Well, actually, exactly 16 likes. So if you would like to let me know you want to see more of this on the channel, don't hesitate to hit that like button. Marcus, how's it going, buddy? Glad you can make it. Been some time. Hope all's been treating you well. Hope you're having a good Friday. Glad you can make it. You can let her do it, and the Benfey dude will still support you most likely. No way. She not only is she, again, you know, trying to, like, there's rules to this stuff, right? We're playing a game here. I don't mean like playing a video game. I mean, we're playing a political game here. There's somebody who we need to keep appeased. She can't just go in and replace her. And besides that as well, she can't go in and replace her and espouse these ideals that we don't even agree with. She's asking to give a speech about a topic that we don't actually agree with her on. Let her have her little speech? I don't know about upsetting this guy. Ease is suggesting let her have her little speech. Sam is suggesting, does it have to be at the festival? Why can't you make it some other time? I mean, I guess I could let her, have a speech, but then, like, not let her act on it. That's true. That's true. Very, very, very patronizing, which is, I suppose, in character. It's like, oh, you know, they like to play at politics. Let them play at politics. 3 is good as well. She just doesn't get it. She just doesn't get it. She's being too emotional. Is why it's better for women to support their more rational husbands. Goddamn. Busy as hell at work, says Marcus, but trying to listen while putting pallets of PCs together to send out to these stores. All right, well, good luck, buddy. I hope it's safe and not too distracting. And I'm glad you could drop by. Hope work calms down a little bit in the near future. Empty promises fill the hearts. CJ, on point there. Does it have to be at the festival? Why can't you make your speech another time? Honestly, though, I'm not going to have another figure here upset. Because what if he starts, you know, making trouble for me? Go down the path to the dark side. I think the dark side is to let her have this speech and then be like, cool, you had your speech, now calm down, you know, and stop acting up. I think that's darker almost. Does it have to be the festival? Why can't you make your speech some other time? It has to be now. Thousands go to this festival and millions watch the speeches at home. Sordland's women can't wait any longer. God damn it, it comes back to it, doesn't it? I mean, I guess showing a bit of nepotism to appease my wife is maybe not a terrible idea. Ease might get his wish as well. The wish he was raising his hand for just moments ago. Oh, damn, until October, eh? Good luck, Marcus, man. That's a... You got this. I believe in you. You got this. Good luck. You're most probably going to die of laughter on Friday. Man, things definitely go wild on Fridays. He is a valuable conservative ally. Nip this in the bud. Definitely 3. I'm seeing lots of calls for 3. Halthor, shush woman. Alright, I guess shush woman is maybe what's happening. I don't know about how this game works, but you could let her give the speech to appease the moderates by looking like you hear dissenting voices, even if you do nothing about it. I think, I'm not sure how that would play out. I feel like actions would definitely, like, we would maybe temporarily appease them, but then our actions would very quickly erode that appeasement. Ease, there's an assessment. Alright, absolutely not. Out of the question. I don't understand. After all I've done to support you, you can't support me on this? I don't want you to step into politics. Sorry, but I can't make Curtin less angry. It's not the right time. Sordland is facing too much political strife. We'll have to deal with women's rights later. Women belong in the home, not in politics. Oh, man. Are we putting our foot down? Are we making it very clear? I mean, how quickly can we get a divorce? This is like a divorce speed run. I think we need to put our foot down, right? Like, okay, look, let's... I'm thinking this through out loud, right? If we truly believe in this, like, in the traditions of our nation and all that kind of stuff, right? Then we would not have an issue putting our foot down and being like, no. Women belong in the home, not in politics. Like, if we truly believe that, if this Anton truly believes that, then he would have no issue in saying that. Because if his wife is fundamentally opposed to one of his core beliefs, either he's willing to change, which we're not because it's a video game, and also it's more fun this way. Either he's willing to change, or... Right? Monica jailed for shanking the president. Bud nipping time. We can be diplomatic. I see. So here's the thing about being diplomatic. She's not a politician. She's not one of our what's the word? Opposition. She's not, you know, a party member. She's our wife, and I will. Oh God, I will speak to my wife candidly. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not playing a game here with Monica. She's crossing a line. You know what I mean? Is the mindset I'm going in with. Like, she doesn't need my diplomacy. She needs to understand, you know, how things work around here, so to speak. Women belong in the home, not in politics. I'm saying it. I'm saying it politely. It's like now. Women belong in the home, not in politics. Monica was silent for a while. When she finally spoke, there was a chill in her voice. If that's truly how you feel, so be it. We walked back home, neither of us looking at the other. You, wife, have no power here. Exactly. Totally dress code thick. How's it going, buddy? Having a good Friday, I hope. Halthor, yeah, basically, man. That sentiment there is basically this entire run for me. I'm like slicing off years of my life every time I make a decision in this playthrough. You know, I was contemplating what is the best game. I think it's Oxygen Not Included because it nearly uses all possibilities of what video game you can craft. Oxygen Not Included has definitely fascinated me. I own Oxygen Not Included. I've played I think like 5 minutes of it, and I really liked it. But you know, time is what it is. Limited, I suppose. This is the reason you're just engaged and not married in real life. Okay, let's not. Well, don't get me started on that. The venue is being. I don't want to. Oh my God, it's a pain. It's a pain. It's a pain-demic. Hey. Sometimes people just want to think that democracy is working and all voices are heard. Some people would see the truth in your actions, sure, but many would think, well, they're allowed to advocate. Sorry, what do you? I don't follow Conrado. I think it's just my brain still being a morning brain right now. Just wait until someone reads the chat on the VOD without watching the stream and wonders what the hell is happening. Dude, so many potential out of context quotes and stuff. I can imagine someone like coming through and listening to a couple of lines and being like, wow, what is going on here? And then leaving the stream right away. Unsubscribe. Oh dear. Nico, being assassinated by the wife would be interesting. It would be. I wonder if that's a possibility. If the wife can arrange for your assassination. It's like in Crusader Kings, right? If you're able to convince the spouse to join your plot, you have a much higher chance of success. Yeah, exactly, Sam. Can you imagine? I see nobody suggested that should be made into a shirt. Oh god, it's goddamn terrible. Oh yeah, Conrado, exactly. It's hard to know exactly what the game does and doesn't take into consideration, and I understand why, because you can't take everything into consideration. It's just it's nigh impossible, right? Might need a disclaimer. Nah, I'm sure people largely understand. I'm sure people mostly understand, but who knows? I'm sure if people were actually curious, they'd ask. They'd be like, hey, so what was that about? Military equipment outdated. Let's see. Sorry, one sec. I need a sip of water. I'm losing my voice over here so much. The General Staff has performed an analysis on our borders to assess our military defense capabilities against a potential Rumburg attack. The results show that our military equipment is outdated and needs replacement as soon as possible. The continuation of the worrying report shows that in the event of an attack, our border would be broken through easily, leaving the primary regions of Sordland exposed. Well, see, this is the problem here. They're talking about defense. What happens if we go on the offense, right? Our defensive capabilities might be weak, but what about our offensive capabilities? I'm obviously being facetious here. Our military is not strong, but I am curious how likely we are to find success if we go on the front foot. Nico, I do see that clip option. Yeah, it's definitely there. The clip option does exist. Oh dear. I'm just saying that sometimes you can make some people happy by maintaining appearances, but I don't know if the game works with that. Oh yes, very much so, very much so. And I mean, it's a very common tactic, not just in politics. It's in life in general. You say one thing and do another, and no one's the wiser, and you get away with it. But I don't know if the game takes that into consideration. I feel like if anybody, Jazzy B tends to have some great insight in what works and what doesn't work. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, or if you have any notes on that, buddy. But it's an interesting thought. I'm curious if it works that way. What the hell is happening? Yeah, I noticed that too, Sam. BFF bombs police station. It never ends with these people. I have to hesitate to call them people, even. In a treacherous attack, the BFF has bombed a police station in Dare. Initial casualties are reported as 3 officers dead and 22 injured. The perpetrators have escaped into the Gumren Mountains near Uziren, and a search was started to bring them to justice. The border guard has been notified of the attackers in case they try to flee to Wellen. The Workers' Party of Bludia condemned the incident. Oh, don't pretend. Keeping up appearances. Don't pretend. Dare under lockdown after arrest of WPB leader. After the arrest of Fethi Ejal, the leader of the WPB, the Bludish populace has been rioting in Dare, calling for an end to the unfair emergency decree. In the following protests, 6 people were killed and 264 people were injured. The police moved into the city of Dare, which has now been placed under lockdown. All WPB party headquarters were raided and its members were arrested to answer for the terrorism charges. Excellent. Excellent. Time for some carpet bombing in those mountains. I wonder if we have the capabilities. I wonder if Sordland's military is capable of carpet bombing. Because I feel like, again, if we go on the offensive against Rumburg, with a little bit of carpet bombing, you could take care of some stuff. Zarsborough. That's an interesting... Because they're very like English, like British themed. I just noticed the name over here. Who do they annex to take that? That dotted line, is that for disputed territory? Because it's around Dome as well, which they recently conquered. I only just noticed that. I'm curious about it. Anyway, let's not get too distracted. Over here at Borin, Red Youth members charged with terrorism and treason. 12 militants from the Red Youth have been tried and sentenced to 96 years in prison due to terrorism and treason-related charges in Borin. Many more Red Youth members are waiting for their turn in prison. The mayor of Borin reports concerns about reaching the maximum capacity of the prisons in the region. Well, we'll privatize that too. Nothing could go wrong with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the news. Start with Lackhaven Times. Keep it local first, right? Keep it local. Are you keeping a track of our kill count, Nico? How can we make Sordland a nuclear power? I don't know if that's an option, actually. I don't know if that's an option. Oh, hell, Sam Hampton, we're playing as Norse faction in Crusader Kings on Mondays as well. So the hell rang a bell, so to speak, I guess. 96 years, why not hang him? I mean, I guess, you know, you, do we not have, what is it, capital punishment? I always mix up capital punishment and corporal punishment. Capital punishment. Do we not, I guess we don't have that in Holsword. Time to revise our laws a little bit, maybe. I feel like we need to hear Miss Elite's voice just to know that she exists. we actually we almost what was it for? I forget what it was for, but we almost played something together on stream years ago now. Maybe someday. 99 years, too many in the jail. One simple way to fix it. Yeah, exactly. Carpet bomb the prisons. Debt nation. Sordland in a tough spot. Current public reports from the Ministry of Economy are pointing to a deep underlying problem with Sordland's economic standing. Debt. It appears that the current ventures to get out of recession have put a considerable dent in the reserves. Although the comments from the administration state that the situation is only temporary, that remains to be seen. Our economic advisors have commented on the matter, saying that the current stance of the administration is hiding the extent of the debt. This, of course, brings up the question, is Sordland turning into a debt nation? No, it's not. Explosion in Dare, 18 killed, 22 wounded. A bomb attack on a police station in Dare has killed 18 officers and injured 22 others, officials say. BFF has claimed responsibility for the attack. The police of Dare said militants from the British Freedom Front, or BFF, also fired at the officers as they tried to escape the fires of the explosion in the treacherously pre-planned ambush. The attack came after the declaration of the state of emergency and the arrests of the spokespersons of the Workers' Party of Bludia. The first such attack of this proportion since a period of peace began with the departure of Tarkin Sol. There has been a wave of unrest in Sordland for the last couple of months. These attacks seem to suggest that the racial tensions in Bergia have also increased to very dangerous levels, which might make attacks from the BFF more likely in the future. Arcasia has also called on both sides to avoid violence, but stressed that Sordland has the right to defend itself against attacks by Blutish rebels. Oh, hello, Arcasia. Alright, okay. I like that. They're on our side. And I'm sorry, both sides? What both sides? There's only one side. Our side is the only side. The others are just scoundrels, scum, terrorists, rebels. Of course they'll resort to violence. The interesting thing is, yeah, I don't think this would have come up if we didn't do our emergency decree, and I'm curious how else it will affect us moving forward. 136 now. I kind of wish we'd kept a kill count going from the beginning. I think it's only 136, though. I don't think we've been responsible for anybody else's deaths. I like the idea, though. I love it. Prefer the witch test. Let's see if you can swim with concrete leg. If not, true. I wasn't sure which witch test. That one or the watermill one. But I like the concrete leg. Yeah, we could do that. Raise taxes on the poor. They don't. What? Where are those taxes going to come from? Chancellor Hegel condemns military buildup in Lesbia. In the press conference on Wednesday, Chancellor Hegel of Volksland condemned Arcasia for building a military base on the Ravnos Island. In his statement, Arcasia's action on the Ravnos Island is a provocative move that is undermining the peace and stability in the region. It is also threatening Volksland's national security. However, Volksland is not a country to be bullied so easily. We and the entire CSP coalition will correspond in force if Arcasia does not withdraw from the island. Tensions rising. Over at Welland, Wessex President Victor Smolak on Thursday criticized the Lesbian government for bringing Arcasian soldiers close to the borders of Welland. Last month, Prime Minister Alvarez and President Walker agreed on the construction of several military bases in Lesbia that would station ATO soldiers. With the arrival of the first Arcasian soldiers to Lesbia this week, Welland's stance has become increasingly hostile. In his speech on Thursday, Smolak said President Walker has succeeded in spreading Arcasian imperialism to eastern Maricopa, which will have consequences for every one of us in the region. ATO is clearly expanding its influence in our region using Lesbia. We must be careful, said President Smolak, warning the neighboring nations of Agnolia and Sordland to be prepared for future crises. Yeah, it might be a problem. Oh, they don't need their money? Yeah, exactly, David. That's what I thought you were getting at. Goose weight test? What's the goose weight test? I haven't heard of that one. Did I help Welland with the Blutus cleaning? That hasn't come up yet, Sergio. That hasn't come up yet. We helped them when we were a kid helping watch the border, but we haven't had a conversation with Smolak yet. I believe we're ready for our next major thing. Yep, over to Hulsword. Oh, there's a lot. Let's read these reports, and then we'll take a look at what's going on over here. So the report from Hallsword, 3,684 were taken into custody after unlawfully protesting. We definitely did not see this last time. This is because of our Emergency Act for sure. Over the weekend, we have taken 3,684 citizens in police custody for protesting unlawfully after the passing of the emergency decree. Out of 3,684, 134 have been arrested and charged. The interrogations are still underway to learn if they have memberships to any known organizations. It's more advanced in some ways, Sergio. It's kind of weird how making certain decisions has accelerated certain paths, certain plot points, but others are still, not keeping up, sort of thing. General Staff condemns the administration. The General Staff convened at Camp Strongarm. A session much shorter than usual concluded with a positive military analysis of Sordland's field capabilities. The Chief of the Armed Forces, Vulcan Kruger, made a public press statement praising the administration and its efforts to strengthen the most important branch of the government, the military. All staff generals co-signed a letter of support to the Rain administration. Excellent. Excellent. Prison industry is booming. Honestly, gotta privatize that, baby. More money to line our pockets. Regional investment decision. Let's talk about the budget allocation of law enforcement first. I feel like whatever this investment is, it might have to do with a airport here that we were just, the airport here that we were just talking about. Might not be a bad idea. Camp Strongarm is the most on-the-nose name this game has, I would say. Oh yeah, guilt weighs heavy. Yeah, innocence is light. If you weigh more than a goose, you're guilty. Interesting. I've not known about this method. Makes me think of it's Anubis weighing the heart against the feather. Makes me think of that. It's a nigh impossible test. Invest, you can go with a deficit. Yeah, exactly. I think we should invest and take on a little bit of a deficit for sure. Why are you? You mean me, Ugly Tuco? Why am I me? It's a deep question. It's very deep for a Friday morning. I don't think I've had enough. Don't think I've been at the pub for long enough to answer that question just quite yet. I was in my office reading reports from the ministries about the current situation of the protests. My next scheduled meeting was about the law enforcement budget with Nia and Lilius. I heard some knocks on the door. Nia entered and took a seat in front of my desk. Lilius was absent. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Lilius will be late. Apparently there was an urgent matter at the Ministry of the Interior she had to attend to. It shouldn't take long. It's a couple minutes less of Lilius. Great. No. Very well, let's wait. I'm not gonna play these games, Nia. I know what you're up to. What treachery is this? What treachery is what, Jezebel? Let's wait. I returned to my reports and Nia smoothed back an errant strand of her hair. There was an awkward silence. Yeah, that's what you get. While we wait, why don't we have a little chat? A chat about your emergency decree. Oh! Oh! Okay, alright. I could shut her down. I had my reasons. Hope she brought snacks. I don't think she did. Alright, what of it? Nothing. Apart from the fact that we are repeating Saul's mistakes again. Or the fact that this is not what we were elected for. Or the fact that... You get my point. If you want to resign, just resign. I wish that was an option. You don't agree with my decision? She's made that plenty clear. Times change. Internal and external threats have to be eliminated. Mistakes of Saul, he made this great country what it currently is. Well, what it currently is isn't that great. Times change. Internal and external threats have to be eliminated. Oh, I'm seeing a call for one. Remember, we stabbed Saul in the back. Don't forget. We stabbed Saul in the back, right? David B. I know, right? This is why you gotta nip these things in the bud. Next, she'll be wanting us to form some sort of... Oh no, I don't even know what that stands for, Jazzy B. For real, she is being treacherous, isn't she? I feel like saying times change is the way to go. I see some agreement for that. Flash Rasmus, how's it going, buddy? I don't know if I missed you earlier, but welcome to the stream if you just made it through. Exactly, the future is rain. Exactly. I thought I saw a question of how the pub was last week. That was amazing. So, the unfortunate thing is, their kitchen was closed. They haven't opened their kitchen yet. So I couldn't have those wings I was talking about. But the pub was open. Well, it's a tavern, which is why they can be open without having their kitchen open. It's a tavern, one of few taverns left in Toronto. It's pretty cool. It was great. It worked out even better than I could have expected. The weather was fantastic. We were out in the patio, had a few beers. They had somebody on the second floor balcony playing the guitar, serenading the patrons on the patio. It was fantastic. It was better than I could have hoped for. And that is why there's a difference between just brewing some beer in a basement that I don't have. That's why you go out and enjoy the experience, the atmosphere, the vibe. It was great. I felt like I was in like Spain or something with the weather and the guy on the guitar. I was like, I'm this is fantastic. It was great. It was absolutely great. For the longest time, I thought it was nip things in the butt. I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if I thought that as well. And then when I first saw it written down, I was like, oh damn, okay, interesting. I think it was in like middle school or something when I first saw it written down. I was like, oh, oops. But nip things in the butt is just funnier to say. It's like Joey and moo point. It's like a cow's opinion. Doesn't matter. It's a moo point. It's moot point with a T. But he's onto something there. Times change. Internal and external threats have to be eliminated. Flash, just a short visit. Just finished work and gotta go get the boy from after school club. We'll catch the VOD later. Sounds good, buddy. Well, thanks for dropping by. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and yeah, enjoy the VOD when you watch it. Thanks for coming through. Times do change, but the methods clearly do not. She sighed. I keep thinking about it, and I come to the same conclusion every time. There is no way I can get behind this. Don't forget that I have a vote in the court. Oh, damn. Okay. Halthor, to be honest, even if English is your first language, a turn of phrase, if you only ever hear it, you might not know what it is. There's no, it doesn't matter if you learned the language when you were a child or later in life or anything. Some phrases, until you read them, you don't really know what they are. You just kind of make the same sounds. That's how I think, at least. A moo point. A moo point. It's excellent. It's a cow's opinion. I thought that was great, and I liked it. Hey, Sacketh, how's it going, buddy? Anything happen? Yes, we shut down the workers' rights bill. We had our evening walk with Monica, and she was asking about giving a speech, so we shut that down. We had to put our foot down on that, letting her know our stance on women's rights. It was good. Enough. I already gave my decision, and what is left is for you to follow it. Trust me, I'm doing all of this for the well-being of Sordland. Here we have to be at least a little diplomatic, right? So trust me, I'm doing all this for the well-being of Sordland. Just lying to her face over here. She opened her mouth to answer, but there was a knock at the door. Lilius Graff entered the room. Mr. President. Nia, I just saw ease. I love how P says we shut down the workers' right bill with happiness and pride. Did I? I gotta embrace the Santon, right? I hope that I'm not interrupting your conversation. No, not at all. We were just discussing a few things. Nia smiled at Lilius. I'm sorry for being late. There was an important matter at the ministry. Just a small dispute over who should get the supplies. Nothing major. Lilius took the seat next to Nia as she continued talking. Before we begin, your call to boost the police to react to the protests has helped us tremendously in maintaining public safety. A few incidents seem to have happened due to the inexperience of the recruits coming from the police academy. They were relieved of duty immediately. Nice. Well then, let's go straight in. We'll provide a brief update on the situation of law enforcement. Go ahead. Nia? The Ministry of Justice and the Supreme Court is working in close collaboration with the Ministry of Interior to address the protests in the country. Our efforts ramped up quite a bit recently, especially after the declaration of the emergency decree. I must add that thanks to the hard work of our judiciary, the law enforcement forces assigned to my ministry are doing their jobs efficiently. I would call it the success of our forces on the ground, not due to the judicial branch of our government. Lilius shot Nia a brief, withering glance. As expected, the budget increase has boosted morale of the employees in the law enforcement agencies. In these dire times, my people and Nia's people are especially delighted. This came as a pleasant surprise to many in the Ministry of the Interior, since it was not even one of our campaign promises. And for that, all I will say is, bravo. This was an excellent decision. Agreed. At the Ministry of Justice, we are very happy with the decision as well. The backlog of the court cases are dwindling, and we have started to fulfill the needs of the current situation. This is nice. This is so different from our last time, you know? It's so different from our last time. Certainly a step in the right direction. We have them from time to time. I did what was expected from me, that's all. Thank you, I'm glad you approve. Of course it was the right decision, I made it after all. Okay, I'm not that kind of, I'm not a douche, you know? Thank you, I'm glad you approve. I did what was expected from me, that's all. I think it's between 1 and 2. I'm glad you approve. Does that have a bit of a patronizing tone to it, do you think? And if it does, is that what we're going for? CJ, PE, just keep up the PP. Peace and prosperity equals purge and power. Court system solved, and we still have chaos in the streets. We increased funding for the interior. Yeah, it makes sense, exactly. She's giving, you know, she's giving it away. She's like, we're doing great. Okay, so you don't need even more money. Cool. Yeah, true. I guess I am just doing my job. Okay, fair. I thought the band Hall and Oates was hauling oats, like somebody carrying a sack of oats. Okay, I have to share this. Miss Elite had a colleague at one of her old jobs who thought that, oh no, how does the song go? Oh no, Give me a second here, folks. How can I not remember this? I don't. There's a song. It's an old rock song about partying all day and all night, and I can't remember the lyrics. Somebody help me out here, and we'll continue this in the meanwhile. I can't. Wow, man, it's completely blanking here. I gotta start sleeping better. Starting to suffer from memory loss. I did what was expected of me. That's all. Party rock? I can't remember. Of course. Well then, let's move on to what we're actually here for. Due to the budget increase, we can start doing much more as the main branches of security in Sordland. Yes, that's the one classified. That's the one. Yes, thank you. Oh my god, I have it in my head now. Thank you. So I want to rock and roll all night and party every day, right? That's what I'm no singer here. So those are the lyrics, right? So she had this colleague at one of her old jobs that thought the lyrics when he was younger. He thought the lyrics were "I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day." And when it was brought up, like, what? Why do you think those are the words? He was like, well, you know, because if you rock and roll all night, you're gonna be tired. So you don't rock and roll all day as well. You only rock and roll for part of every day. That was his logic, and so he thought the lyrics were "I want to rock and roll all night and part of every day," and I think that is absolutely priceless. Also, thank you. Although everything was skipping, I couldn't remember the rhythm, the music, the lyrics at all. I love that song, and I just couldn't remember it. That was a weird moment for me. But yeah, I thought that was a hilarious mishearing of lyrics. It's just so good. All right, sorry. Now I can get back on track properly. Due to the budget increase, we can start doing much more as the main branches of security in Sordland. Yeah, he justified it. That's the best part. However, a decision has to be made about the budget balance between the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Justice. Nia being straight to the point over here. Exactly. When deciding, you must look at the bigger picture. I believe you will make the right choice and pick the Ministry of Interior. Okay, well, why should I pick the... I have a decision. But I'm curious about their cases here. Why should I pick the Ministry of Interior? The Ministry of Interior is a much more significant and important government agency that is in need of funds, especially during these times where there are many protests in the country. Good luck prosecuting criminals or going through local government laws without enough judges, Lilius. I mean, just throw them in jail and they can wait. They can wait their turn. Why should I pick the Ministry of Justice? Each day, the stacks of legal cases are piling up for judges. Cases for corruption and criminals are delayed due to a lack of funds. It seems to be that it's an organizational issue, but not a funding one. The Interior needs the money more for the police and local governments. Okay, well, what if I decide to balance the budget in between the Ministry of Interior and the Ministry of Justice? Balancing the budget won't help as much. The current situation clearly demands that a decisive choice to be made to benefit the nation. I agree. We need to focus on one ministry to achieve tangible results. I know, exactly. I was thinking the same thing just 5 minutes ago. She was like, oh yeah, the backlog is being taken care of. And now all of a sudden flipping the script on me. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. Of course, what would make the most sense in the current situation would be to support the much-neglected Ministry of Justice that would improve the legal system in Sordland. Tell me, Nia, who brings the criminals before the justices? Let me answer. The police force is connected to the Ministry of Interior. Well, I'm ready to make a decision. Before you decide, I would like to remind you of your obligations and promises as the leader of this administration, Mr. President. What will it be? Lilius and Nia leaned forward. Ministry of Interior. There's no question about it, right? And police can be judge and jury as well, and why not executioner too? Peace and stability in your new empire. I'm bringing out the quotes today. I think, yeah, Ministry of Interior, we need that stability, right? I misheard Hendrix to say, excuse me while I kiss this guy. Wait, whoa, wait. I love misheard lyrics. I'm trying to think of any of my own. I'm sure I've had plenty. End the brutish terror. We need stability. I mean, we've had so many protests. So one is the only one that makes sense. All right, good luck, Marcus. Sounds good, buddy. Oh my God, Artonicus. That's how I decide who gets the extra money. Terrible. I love it. The funds will go to the Ministry of Interior to be used to improve the police and local governments. The police needs all of our support right now. Terrorists can wait for their court dates. They can't... Yeah, while terrorists are waiting for their court date, they can't commit terrorist acts. Very true. Very true. Lilius reminding us, truly acting for the Swordish people every time. Precisely, at every turn. A wise choice. I was expecting you to be different, Mr. President. A brief moment of deliberation passed. Nia got up from her seat. I must return to the ministry to implement necessary changes. She's upset. Very well. See you soon, Nia. I need to have a few words with Mr. President. Oh no. What is this treachery? Nia smiled and left the room. Lilius turned to me. I have a proposal. We've been battling with terror for a long time now. I want to put an end to it. You and me both, Lilius. That's why I'm proposing the formation of a secret state police. Oh my God. I did not wake up on this Friday thinking I would be establishing a secret state police. Okay, all right. Here we go. Here we go. I'm seeing chants of SSP. I got E's and classified screaming yes. Autonicus with the oh snap, Nico, oh yeah, Jazzy B. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Alright, Lilius, I'm on board. This would be a new force that would be in charge of handling internal security and intelligence matters. The primary aim of this program is to detect and prevent subversive elements before they take any harmful action against the state. If you accept, this will give our administration power to handle the threats more discreetly as well. Very well. Form the secret state police. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't need to sell this. We're in. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Form the secret state police. Let's do it. Wow. Every session of this playthrough has had, like, some wild step taken. Every session. Discretion is a virtue indeed. And take care of Nia first. Ain't that the truth, right? Wow. Wow. Excellent. I'll start the prep work. Oh my God. You're making good decisions after good decisions today, Mr. President. I will be in touch. Lilius got up and left the room. Amazing. And Classified coming through with a super chat to help fund the SSP. We'll make sure to use it appropriately, Classified, and thank you very much for that super chat, buddy, again. And as always, you know very well, really helps support the streams, really helps support the channel. Appreciate it greatly. Keeps this all sustainable, alive and running smoothly, as I like to say. and evidently it's also helping fund the secret police. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you very much. Oh my god. Judge Dredd for the win. Did that trick? Oh, you know, I didn't notice it because I was looking over. Oh, I can... no. The most recent achievement I have is Article 100, which is declare a state of state of emergency. So that did not trigger an achievement, no. Man, that, wow, alright. We have a secret police. This is great. This is great. Mass surveillance resulted in 1984 arrests. Oh, 1,984. This is why a comma goes a long way. I'm like, 1984, we're in the 50s. What? Are we time traveling now? Gave way too much money to the police force. They're able to time travel now. The Swedish intelligence agency reports that the new surveillance laws have provided the possibility to stop protesters gathering before they even started. Results were extraordinary and allowed 1,984 dissidents posing a danger to Sordland to be arrested in recent days alone. Excellent. Excellent. Paul, thank you very much for subscribing, buddy. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Hit that like button and ensure these shows continue. Big Brother reference, indeed. I guess that was the intent there, right? Completely flew past me. It's all just second nature now, isn't it? Subversives arrested. Hey, look at that. The Secret State Police has conducted an operation and detained many subversives who plan to damage the integrity of Sordland. Happy police personnel. The increased law enforcement budget has made the police personnel very happy, increasing their support for the current government, police and military on our side. This bodes well. Increased interior funding. Funding for the Ministry of the Interior has been increased, which allows for improved law enforcement activity. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. What else have we got going on? Some news to check out. The Economist first, the Radical last. Recession is growing faster. With double-digit unemployment and plunging economic output, the recession has been a reality for a long time. But if there was any remaining doubt that Sordland is in a recession, it's now been removed by an announcement from the Business Council of Sordland. In the announcement, the council pointed to the unprecedented magnitude of the decline in employment and production and its broad reach across the entire Swedish economy. The economy shrank by 2.4% in the last month and lost further value against the Arcasian lira. Not ideal. The Radical pro-rain purge. Thousands of state employees were dismissed under the emergency decree for alleged links to terrorism groups. So far, under the decree, 12,662 people, including nearly 1,000 police officers and hundreds of teachers and academics, were sacked. Wow, the troubling thoughts had infested our law enforcement and our educational institutions, it seems. The opposition leader, Mr. Richter, said Sordland was now entering a dangerous period of fascist rule. Arcasia and Lesbia have also accused the president of using the Bernard Circus murder as an excuse to crack down on dissent. That's not very promising. Alleged is what the guilty say. Not recession, strategic national economic redirection of wealth. I love it. That's so perfectly bloated in like absolutely like a political jargon kind of a way. Classified. Wow, that was quick. Did she already have one set up? It kind of feels like it, doesn't it? The secret police kind of feels like it. Double-digit unemployment. That's great. Less than 100 people unemployed. Oh, no. What do we got? Oh, we got some reports up here as well. Okay, cool. Let's look at these. Lenkkurg. Protesters protesting against police brutality arrested. The civil protest happening in Lenkkurg against police brutality has been broken up by the police with relative ease thanks to the increased police authority laws. Water cannons have been deployed and tear gas guns were supplied to the police force, which resulted in a prompt suppression. Stuff up at Laren, 16 students detained for organizing rally. 16 students plotting to organize a rally have been arrested by the police and taken into solitary confinement. Due to the removal of the trial process, the arrests are being made much faster. We've been able to suppress the protests quickly and decisively. Man, this is, oof. Oh, dark clouds are roiling over Sordland right now. All right, the regional investment decision. A proposed regional investment to strengthen the weaker parts of the economy. Let's take a look at our options here. Builder GW, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. If you are, again, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Smack that like button like we're smacking down workers' rights bills and freedom movements and women's rights. Only good news today, says Ease. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I need to take off now. Sister's dog needs an injection. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Halthor. Absolutely, absolutely. Hope to see you back sometime soon, bud, but take care of everything that needs taken care of there. Glad you were able to make it in today. And if you need to hang out and chat afterwards as well, don't hesitate to head over to the Discord after. I'll be there afterwards tonight as well, after the stream. Got to get a little bit of stuff done. I'm going to try and have at least one video out this weekend. Going to try and get workers and resources done for this weekend. I don't know about anything else, I'll be honest. But after the stream, I'm going to be headed to the new place, and I'll do what I did yesterday, was like work on scripts and hang out on the Discord. It was very productive, actually, surprisingly productive. So don't hesitate to come through, and if you need people to chat with, good luck, buddy. A relative of E's arrested them. E's celebrating right now. Alright, so Gus Manger and Simon Hall have prepared for an extensive regional investment package to revitalize one of the top 3 economically fragile regions by boosting the municipality budgets, providing large sums of business grants, and giving cheap loans to companies with liquidity problems. The proposal can be implemented in one of the following regions: Bergia, Lauren, and Agnolian. Oh, okay, interesting. Huh. So these are the 3 most economically fragile regions. I wish I could, oh yeah, I can. Lauren. Lauren is up over here. Oh, this whole space is Lauren. Okay. Might not be a bad idea. Bergia. We don't want to invest in Bergia. We can't let that money get, diverted to God knows what kind of horrific acts. We need to cleanse, we need to purge that area first before investing too heavily in it, I think, right? Bergia is out, exactly. Sergio's on the same page as me there. Faisal Saif, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. Again, if you are, you know what to do. Let me know. And if you're not already in the Discord, don't hesitate to join in. Again, Discord link dropped in chat by Wickles just moments ago. Problem is, we don't really have the budget spare if we want to cut taxes. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Lauren had the mining issue, true, but that wasn't by any small company. That was by a major company. We could hold off on this and see if a bigger investment opportunity comes through. I just don't know if this would help. I'm seeing some calls for Lauren. Yeah, investing in Agnolian would get us closer to Agnolia, but I don't want to put too many eggs in that basket. Lauren might not be a bad idea. It's a coastal region. Economically fragile means the workers are slacking off. Raise the work week to 60 hours. Lauren it could, like, with a giant port and all that kind of stuff, it could be made quite profitable if we invest here. I just wonder about saving up for something else, you know? Save up for something else down the line, something more important, something more urgent. I do not want to end up at -4 budget. Lauren would help fix the economy, but how long will it take? Will it fix the economy before the next thing we have to, spend money on? Because we want to give, we promised a tax cut for businesses to Mr. Tusk, right? And I think I want to go through with that promise, because that is a good relationship I want to build up. It's a good personal relationship I want to build up. So we need to make sure that we keep money aside for that, is the thing. And that's why I hesitate to sorry, I was dealing with something in chat. Why I hesitate to pick one over here. I think we might go with don't invest. Omkar, with regards to what it happens from time to time. Mansab, how's it going, buddy? I'm good. Yourself? Having a good Friday, I hope. Where is Tusk invested? I think he's just kind of spread out I think the big businesses are in Nargis. I think that's the wealthiest region. We got Lackhaven here. I believe this is the wealthiest. Though actually, I say that, but Conriat is also where some rich people stay. This is the capital. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's probably spread out. He's certainly not investing in an economically weak or economically fragile part of the country. I say we don't invest. I say we save up for that promise we made earlier. I know there's some support for this investment over here, but I think it's a risky one. I think I want to uphold that promise because I don't want to be assassinated by a bunch of businessmen. We're already getting a lot of issues with our current deficit, so we need to be very careful about going overboard. Let's not invest. Hurts to do, but hopefully it'll be fine. Can you take money away from them so they learn to do with even less? Honestly, yeah. Take more money away from Bergia. It's like, deal with it. Am I going to side with the oligarchs or the oligarch? Depends. Probably. As of now, that's what it's feeling like, yeah. You have to be good once in a while. I mean, arguably trying to keep our budget somewhat intact is, quote-unquote, good. I'm a little worried about overextending, like last time. We cannot have another, what was it, Black Tuesday or whatever it was? Black Monday, Black Tuesday, Black Sunday, or whatever it was called, when our economy crashed and just devastated everything. That was a problem. I can't remember the order of events, and I want to try and keep the order of events like fuzzy. I don't want to like plan around it because that starts getting too meta. How's it going, Stet Student? Having a good Friday, I hope. Wrong, K Percy. Wrong about what? Sorry, about my decision there. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. And it looks like the business tax cut is coming up right now. We were at the top floor of the business council building, which had a great view of the beautiful Lackhaven. I looked outside from the tall glass windows. The Marchian Sea stretched as far as the eye could see, and it was dotted with many ships towards the horizon. They were mostly cargo ships carrying precious goods in and out of Sordland. Tracing back the paths of the ships, I looked at the harbor. Lackhaven was home to one of the largest harbors in the entire continent. Many dockyard workers were loading or unloading the containers. Work never stopped here. The door opened. Simon, Mikhail, and Edith entered the room. Mr. President. Mr. President, so nice to see you again. Good afternoon, Mr. President. It's great to see you all again. Simon put down his bag on the table and started collecting his documents while the others slowly took their seats. Mr. President, before we start, I would like to mention some rumors that I heard. Vetoing the recent Workers' Rights Act was welcomed by a lot of business owners. The first section about the minimum wages would have been very damaging to many corporations. I heard the same. A good decision, I'd say, especially during a recession. You're in no position to evaluate my decision. I don't care about rumors. If someone wants to say something, they can say it to me directly. Or I wanted to sign it, but I had to make a call. I don't know which way I'm leaning here. Oh no, I get you, K Percy. Don't worry about that. I get you. I just wasn't sure what you were calling wrong about. Can't remember the order of events exactly, but as a capitalist run, it would go against RP to go big deficit anyway. That's true also. That's true also. I mean, again, I try to keep the order of events and stuff out of mind because I don't want to get too meta anyway. I see a call for 1 over here. I see a call for 3. That's the thing. It's like I kind of did want to. Part of me did want to sign it, right? I don't care about rumors. I like the put the foot down vibes of 3. I don't care about rumors. If someone wants to say something, they can say it to me directly. Make it clear to these guys as well that if you got something to say it. Nico. 3 and then meet the newly formed SSP. I don't care about rumors. If someone wants to say something, they can say it to me directly. Neither of them responded. That's what I thought. Simon waited patiently. Once everyone was ready, he adjusted his glasses. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the endearing option. I gotta remember, I gotta be nice every once in a while. It's starting to get too ease-like. First of all, I would like to thank everyone here for their work on our tax system reform. We all know how complicated our current system is, and this work wouldn't be possible without you. He turned to me. The ultimate goal here is to end the recession. Before we move ahead and start formulating a plan, we need you to determine our direction, Mr. President. We have a few possibilities as a result of the work we have done so far. We can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for large corporations. I believe some of us in the room have a few strong opinions about this. In parallel, we can increase, maintain, or decrease the taxes for small and medium businesses. Let's start with the large corporations, and we'll move on to small businesses. Okay, well, what if we decrease the taxes for large corporations? Our government budget will be hit, but in return, due to the sheer size of the economic contribution coming from these companies, it should be helpful in curbing the recession. There we go. I do think this is definitely a good option if we want to end the recession. Oh, Simon Hall, come on now. We know you're in their little pockets. Come on. Especially with the current state of our budget. But it's okay, because we're in their pockets too. I think this is a great idea. Me too. You have them on your good side on top of solving the recession crisis, Mr. President. No. We want to end the recession, but we want to keep all the protests and the fear of war going. Fixing the recession should be enough to get people to like us a bit, but the recession isn't the source of our emergency act. So we want to keep we want to solve the recession, but keep everything else going. So is the plan tax break for the rich, but don't tax the small businesses? We'll probably maintain taxes for the small and medium businesses. I don't know. We'll see that. I know tax break for the big corporations for sure. They better try to stay on my good side. No, we have to be a bit more... You got to be tongue-in-cheek about some of these things. I have to agree. Being their ally would come in handy. What does everyone think we should do? You know, make them feel like their opinion matters. Because I'm going to go with what they say anyway. That's what I want to do too. But make them feel like they had something to do with it. Get their thumbprint on it, as it were. My personal opinion is that we should decrease the taxes for large corporations. Although in short term it would cost us, in the long run it would be the most helpful option in ending the recession. Our international trade is driven mostly by the products of these corporations. They are the backbone of our economy. Exactly. If we let them perform better by decreasing their taxes, this should in turn lead to Sordland receiving more investment. This means more capital, which means a quicker way out of the recession. That sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a good plan. Alright. I'm ready to make a decision. We don't even need to hear the opinions otherwise. Very well. We'll increase taxes now. Oh, -2. Oh, wow. Wow, that takes us right to -3. I am glad I did not invest in anything else. I think we'll have to increase taxes for the small and medium businesses then. Yikes. I was expecting -1, not -2. That's scary. We need the economic gain, but we also need to retain budget by taxing small businesses. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Damn. What was Simon saying? Simon was saying decrease the taxes. Yeah. Small business can make up for some of the deficit. I hope this picks up that economy bar. It better. We have to make sure budget is at -2 at worst. Yeah. I'm hoping that by increasing taxes on the small and medium businesses, we'll be able to get that +1. Go on some raids. I wish. Okay, let's decrease the taxes for large corporations and hope we can recover immediately in this conversation. I wish I could see what was coming. Like, give me all the information. Like, if I was actually the president, I would want the full conversation first and then make a decision, you know? So taking a bit of a gamble over here, but what's life without risks? Decrease the taxes for large corporations. An excellent decision. I agree. Thanks to this, the recession will be solved in no time. I also think this was a good choice. Well then, I have taken note of our action, and I will put it to implementation as soon as possible. Simon opened his briefcase and swapped out the stack of papers he had in front with another stack. Let's move on to the small and medium businesses. Well, the thing is, I think Jazzy be like, you're right on that front, but as a capitalist, we want those businesses and the corporations and the business leaders to feel taken care, like that they're the focus of our politics, right? And so giving them this tax break will instill their confidence in us, and as a result of that, I think it's more of a capitalist approach. Like, we ourselves want to be rich, which is our personal wealth. and we want the capitalists to be, like the industrialists, the business owners, we want them to be wealthy, which will come at the cost of our budget. So that's where my head's at with regards to the role playing there. It's like, well, if the money is going to businesses and businessmen rather, then it fits with our capitalist ideals. Capitalists want balanced books and to avoid inflationary measures. True. Well, I mean, I'm hoping we can tax these small and medium businesses and make up a bit of that deficit, because it does worry me. I'd like that to be nice and positive. What is the outcome if we increase the taxes for small and medium businesses? They're the backbone of our economy, and they are comprised of mostly regular people. If we start demanding more money from them in taxes, it might cause the public to harbor ill will towards the government. Our budget is in good shape. I don't see the need to increase the taxes at the cost of popularity. Wow. I think increasing taxes for these smaller corporations is a good way to earn some extra capital so the government can give it back to people in due time. In the long run, increasing the taxes for small and medium businesses would make people happier with the services the government provides. You might be right. Okay, is there any downside to keeping things as they are? Sordland needs change to get out of the recession, but the current state of the economy is in shambles. There's not much change we can do about taxes. Alright, I'm ready to make a decision. Speaking of deficit, 31 likes, 46 watching. True. We've had about 40 to 50 to, give or take, 50 plus people watching on and off, but way less than that many likes. Folks, if you're having a good time, don't hesitate to let me know. It does really help me make decisions on the channel. It's why we have, for example, the second run of Suzerain. So whether you're watching live or if afterwards you're watching the VOD, hit that like button and make sure to let me know. Okay, very well. You can't just call everybody the backbone of our economy. He's calling everybody the backbone of our economy. It's like, come on. Yeah, I think we have to increase these taxes. We've appeased Tusk. We've come through on our promise. That -2 is huge. We gotta take this +1. Increase the taxes for small and medium businesses. God. Very well. I've taken another note. We'll look into how to go about implementing these changes. Again, these two were on board with these increased taxes, so at least there was some support for it. Well then, thank you everyone. That will be all for today. Enjoy Lockhaven. So many backbones, at least someone can call us spineless. That's true. They left the meeting room. I decided to stay a bit longer. I went by the windows again and kept watching the sea in silence for some more time. Good stuff, country. Wow, there's a lot going on over here. This is all the tax decisions and all that kind of stuff. Fair enough. Over here we have, I believe, under economy, we'll have large corporations creating jobs. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Thanks to our tax break, major corporations are opening more positions, providing jobs for Sordland. We have these small business stagnate, unfortunately. Due to our tax increase, many small businesses are either stagnating or closing, costing many families their home and jobs. That worries me a bit. Hopefully they're able to find jobs at some of these large corporations. Tax increase for small and medium businesses. Corporation tax in the country was increased to 45% from 35% for small and medium businesses. I really hope this doesn't come back to bite us. A little worried about it. Oh, press that like button like rain of blood oppresses protests. Oh my god, Wickles. I love it. I love it. Take it a dark turn. Ooh, what do you have to say, Roomberg? Let's read the news first. Tax increases for small and medium corporations. What about the tax breaks we've given as well? In order to end the recession, the administration has announced new changes to the tax system. As per the information provided by the Ministry of Economy, the new changes include a tax increase of 10%, bringing the total to 45% for small and medium-sized corporations. President Rain has approved the tax reform, and the changes are expected to come into effect immediately. Interesting. Yeah, economy bar did go down one. That's a little concerning. It went from 2 to 1. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really hope some of these investments pay off. Lackhaven Times. Torrent Hill School wins award. The National School Rankings have announced their results for the 1955 school metrics. Surprisingly, in the category of primary and secondary education, the Torrent Hill School has surpassed all others with the highest average results achieved in the student performance, discipline, facilities, hygiene, and staff happiness categories. The NSR committee gave an award to the principal. Education experts believe that the principal and the head teachers excelled in taking responsibility for their duties, which led to better performance in many aspects. Upon closer inspection, the Lackhaven Times editorial team found out about how much delegation occurred in the staff that even included diligent teenagers to improve and maintain the operations of the school. I don't remember this from last time. This is actually this is positive news. This is unexpected. I expected it to be problems for schools with our budget cuts. Lockdown in Dare. After the arrest of the spokesperson of the now-banned Workers' Party of Bludia, Fethi Eljal, the region of Bergia saw many protests against the government, with violent incidents occurring in major cities like Suzerain and Dare. One such protest has been going on in Dare since last week, but turned violent today morning. It is reported that the flags of both of the banned parties, namely Workers' Party of Bludia and Bludish Freedom Party, were seen everywhere in the city when the riot police arrived to disperse the rioters. I thought it was the Bludish Freedom Front. I guess this is the political entity. Violent clashes ensued when the rioters resisted the police using petrol bombs and stones. Wow, okay. The police reported that there were several weaponized militants hiding among the crowd, believed to be Bludish Freedom Front terrorists. Already violent clashes became deadly when a gunshot was fired at the riot police. Additional police forces, as well as a group of gendarmerie forces, were sent to Dare to control the situation. The clashes resulted in 6 deaths and more than 250 wounded. The police forces have surrounded the main streets of Dare, and a complete lockdown of the city was introduced in the morning. Wow, okay, things are really escalating, man. Holy crap. Things are really escalating. Matt Kin, what's up? What are we forgiven over here? What's up? What does The Economist have to say? Tax cuts for large corporations on its way. 142 deaths now? Jeez. All right. Well, it's okay. Triple digits, that's not that bad. According to the information we've received, the administration has decided to decrease the taxes for large corporations by 10% to a total of 25%. This comes as a part of the tax reforms to stop the recession. This move will surely be welcomed by many large business owners, and we believe this was a really good move to curb the effects of the recession. After all, large corporations bring in more money into Sordland, and they are the reason the recession is not worse than it already is. This decision will definitely benefit Sordland in the long run. Well, hey, at least some of the news are on our side, right? On the topic of which, let's go to the Radical. Rain is a new toy of oligarchs. When will this end? The Ministry of Economy has just announced a tax increase for small and medium corporations, bringing the total to 45%, and tax cuts for large corporations, bringing the total to 25%. President Rain's priorities are now crystal clear. Instead of siding with his people, he decided to open his welcoming arms to the large corporations and the oligarchs, while some of his citizens still to this date suffer from starvation. He has declared his intentions was to end the recession. That is a lie. The real question is, what is he getting out of it? Who bribed the president so that he ended up laying in the same bed with these large corporations? I'm very worried about the future of Sordland, and until President Rain leaves his chair, we, the Radical, will not rest. Why is the Radical still allowed to spew its propaganda? I know, right? We have to take control of the press very soon. Hopefully it comes up soon and we're able to shut down this nonsense. Just dissent. That's all it is. It's just causing more trouble. They want people to die. Smollett threatens new military incursions targeting BFF. Ooh. From Welland. Wessex President Victor Smollett has threatened to launch military operations in northern Welland, close to the borders of Sordland and Lesbia, against the Bludish rebel group, the BFF, which Raklowitz considers to be a terrorist organization. Hey, you and me both. In a television interview to curry support for the next month's referendum to extend his presidential powers, Smollett announced that the military is preparing a new internal operation with possible cross-border implications against the BFF. Observers point out that a tough stance against the BFF, which is fighting for minority rights, plays well with Wessex nationalists. Smollett has pledged to eradicate the Bludish groups in Welland, the Democracy Party of Welland, and the militant organization, the Bludish Freedom Front, which is known to operate both in Welland and Sordland extensively. Such operations are fraught with military risks and the possibility of further exacerbating already tense relations among neighbors, particularly with Sordland, due to the large number of Bludish minority living close to the borders, as well as the Arcasia-backed Lesbia. Despite such risks, some analysts don't rule out such a military operation. Interesting. Can you imagine this kind of a military operation? perhaps we could join in on it. Small-lack got our back. I like how it rhymes. Small-lack's got your back should be his campaign slogan. All right, we've got a report over here. Embargo on Runeberg enacted. Damn. The embargo on Runeberg has come into full effect. Thousands of citizens with Runebergian nationality are being rejected at the customs areas from all points of entry. Trade between our two nations has virtually ceased. Trains with cargo are lining up at the Albrecht border crossing north of Estord, with several 100,000 tons of goods unable to cross for delivery on either side of the border. Tensions are rising because oil, coal, and gas shipments bound to Runeberg were denied passage by border officials. The Runeberg ambassador called the action an act of escalation towards war. Yo, that's actually huge. That's actually huge because if they rely on us for oil, coal, and gas, that's big. That gives us a bit of an upper hand, actually. Chad Knight coming through just a little bit closer to the end of the stream, I suppose. Damn, can't believe I missed the whole stream until now. Sorry to hear that, Ted, but I'm glad you could make it to the make it at the end over here, though. And the VOD, as Wickle says, good news. It will be a VOD. It'll be a VOD right away as well, so you don't have to wait or anything for YouTube to process it or anything like that. But what do we got going on over here? So that's all of the notifications. That's right, Runeberg. Queen Beatrice Livingston calls Sordland a threat to world peace. Queen Beatrice Livingston appeared on TV to call Sordland not just a threat to peace in eastern Marcopa, but a threat to peace in the entire world. She has also publicly condemned President Anton Rain's new policies, and also she expressed her worries about the direction Sordland is headed. She urged the Runebergian army to secure the southern border, citing violent incidents in northern Sordland. Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, for sure, Ted. It's fun being there live. It's been a wild session too. You're gonna wanna watch it back for sure. I think there were some important decisions were made, some important steps were taken, and some things went a little differently than I'd expected. Looks like we're going to be visiting this Torrent Hill School here, the one that won its award recently. We'll be visiting that very soon. We're going to be having the festival at Benfey as well. That'll be an interesting turn of events. And it looks like the railway is very close to completion, so that should be good for our economy and for our budget, right? As soon as that gets done, we'll see. I'm a little nervous about the -2. I'm also very nervous about how we just dropped down to 1 bar. I don't think even in our other playthrough we were ever at 1 bar, were we? I don't think so. What turn number are we on? We are on turn number 4. I think we're making decent progress. I think we're moving at a decent pace. I think we might actually hit turn number 5 next time. But folks, yes, all this and more will have to wait until next time. This is what we're calling it a stream. Good old 2-hour Friday stream. Hope you all had a good time. If you did, again, don't hesitate to hit that like button on your way out. It does make a very big difference. Just letting me know what people are interested in watching on the stream, on the channel in general. If you like live streams, it's a good way to kind of share that information so I can kind of work off of it. Today's is going to be an interesting day. This following week is going to be one of the busier weeks. Just as a reminder, I said at the beginning of the stream, but I'll say it again. Next week, Friday, there may or may not be a Suzerain stream because next week, Thursday, is the big move day. It's the day that the movers are coming and, moving all the furniture and that kind of stuff. So Thursday, afternoon, evening, we're going to be unpacking at the new place. I might be exhausted and I might not be able to stream on Friday. For now, though, I'm going to say it's going to happen, but if that changes, I will put it out on Twitter and I'll announce it in the Discord as well. So, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord. Links to both are in the description down below. I'm hoping we can stream next week Friday, but there's a high chance that we can't because I'll just be dead, right? Like I'll be exhausted. So just putting that out there right now. We will still have, however, Monday Crusader Kings 3 next week and Tuesday Phantom Brigade next week as well. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern time for both of those. And those will be our last streams from the old address. It's going to be absolutely wild. It's so crazy to think about. But then we're packing up the computer and everything. But because we're doing all this big packing, this next week of content is going to be kind of, super unpredictable as well. But hopefully by the second week or by the end of the first week of August, everything will be back on track and we'll be back to normal, just at a new HQ, as it were. I hope you all had a good time today. I want to give a massive thanks again to our super chatters today, supporting the stream, helping keep this channel, again, alive and running smoothly, as I like to say, on which note, of course, no session is truly done without giving a massive thanks to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel, again, month after month, year after year. Thank you so very much. And of course, a big old thanks to all of y'all for watching. Your presence makes a huge difference, whether you're watching live, you're watching the VOD, or you're not even watching this, you're watching something else, and you just happen to be here for the credits. Thank you very much, because without each and every one of you, none of this would be happening. I will try to not be dead, Omkar. I will try to not be dead. It's going to be an exhausting Thursday, but we'll see what happens. I will definitely keep you all updated. Thank you very much, Artonicus. I think it'll go pretty well. The renovations and stuff have been going pretty well. I've been sharing updates on Twitter with regards to the new studio space and the work being done there. Some really cool stuff happening. Today's going to be a busy day there as well, and I'm glad that I'm actually present there, because questions and stuff are coming up, and you know, it's a very different sort of a. It's not your standard renovation work, right? So there's all sorts of questions and stuff. So it's good to be there, and being there means that I'll be on the Discord today as well, because I'll be writing and hanging out on the Discord. I'll just have to get there first. So, you know, later in the afternoon, I hope to catch some of y'all on the Discord. If I don't catch you there, I'll hopefully catch you in the comments section of whatever videos I manage to get out soon. And if not then Monday with Crusader Kings 3, and then Tuesday with Phantom Brigade, and we'll see where life takes us from there. Oh, I will have to fix that, Wickles. My apologies. I will get that sorted right away. It's that's my bad. I will get that fixed this weekend. In fact, I'll get that fixed right after the stream, and then we'll then I'll head over to the new place. I'm so sorry about that. It's been a wild time. I know I missed a couple of names in the past, and so I'll get that sorted. My apologies. My sincerest apologies. Thank you again, folks, for coming through. Hope you had a good time. And until I catch you next, cheers.